CLNS Media, Patriots Roundtable, Nick Qualia, Marv, and Mike MOLYNEAUX. Guys, Cam Newton right now, he's been interesting this year. He's had some games like against the Seahawks where he looked great, especially through the air. Looked great. Phenomenal. And as we've gone on, we have figured out that the Seahawks are historically bad defensively. But regardless, he looked great. He's had some games where he has really tacked on the yards, where he's looked really solid as a passer. But then he's had games like this past week. And granted, they won. But his passer rating was 23. He threw for 84 yards. I think he ran for 46. What I'm trying to say is he did not look good at all. So they won despite Cam Newton having a really bad game. So, guys, at this point in the Patriots season, the question is, are you open to have Cam Newton back as the starting quarterback here in New England for the 2021 season? And we'll probably revisit this question at the end of the season, too. Are you open to that idea? Are you open to having that happen next season? Mike, let's start with you. What do you think?
Here's what I'll say about Cam. I think one word that can definitely be associated with how his season has looked so far up until this point is a little bit of inconsistency. Like you said, Nick, there's been games where he's looked solid. Like, he's moving the ball through the air. He's scrambling and making plays. And then there's other games where it's just like, okay, Cam, you don't even look like you belong on the field right now with the Patriots. It's been a little bit of inconsistency. With that being said, I'm not going to look at games like, this past game against the Cardinals where, he played pretty bad. I won't sugarcoat it. It's pretty bad. But I won't look at a game like that and completely say, well, I never want to see Cam suit up in a Patriot uniform ever again after this season. I'm not there yet. What I will say and how I personally feel is I would like to see Cam Newton back on the Patriots next year. But something we haven't seen in New England much other than this past offseason, something that we haven't seen that usually happens and with many other teams and organizations throughout the course of, offseason training camp and whatnot, there will be a QB battle in New England next year. And Cam Newton is going to be a part of that battle. He is not.
Who's going to be the second quarterback?
That's the question there. That's the question.
Brian Hoyer?
Hell no. That's the money question there. Who is Cam Newton going to be battling in training camp? I don't know. Will they give Stidham another shot? Will they try to draft the quarterback? Will they try to sign a who knows? But I think the solid fact is that Cam Newton is going to be in a quarterback battle next offseason heading into the 2021 season. There's nothing that he's done up until this point in the season where you can look and say, well, damn, he's the starting quarterback next year for the New England Patriots. I don't think he solidified that role yet. And I mean, it's new for the New England Patriots. It was new this past offseason, and it's going to be new moving forward because you don't have that consistency that you've had over the past 20 years. So I can definitely see Cam Newton back in the Patriots uniform. I mean, does he want to be the starter? Of course he does. Everybody wants to be the starter. But with the way he's played and the fact that you don't have, number 12 at quarterback anymore, there's going to be a battle, and that battle will take place between Cam Newton and whoever else the Patriots want to line up to battle against Cam for the quarterback position going into the 2021 season.
And you brought up the past 20 years, and I wrote this here in my notes. Part of the reason that we might think, because overall, I'd say Cam Newton's been good this year. Not great by any means, but he's been good. He's been solid. And frankly, it could be worse. It could be a guy like Mitch Trubisky, who is just brutal. Carson Wentz. It could be much worse than what it is right now. And I mean, the Eagles are all set. They got Jalen Hurts waiting there to become the next guy. So the Eagles are all set. Thing with the Patriots, you're not in that same position. So with Cam, again, you brought up the past 20 years. I think he looks worse in the eyes of a lot of Patriots fans because we're not used to this, like you said. Exactly. For the past 20 years, when Tom Brady had a bad game, it was a good game for a lot of quarterbacks. So when Cam is a bad game, you really see like, wow. Okay, like here's the thing for a lot of Patriots fans that they don't get. We're experiencing what every other NFL fan base has experienced in the past 20 seasons. This is not normal for everybody else. This is not normal for us, I mean. So seeing this, I think we're giving we're expecting Tom Brady-like numbers, a Tom Brady-like performance for Cam, or even not Tom Brady-like performance, somewhat close to it, which is just it's unrealistic. So
that's what we're looking for.
Right, we're just looking for consistency, which with Cam you haven't seen. So Marv, what do you think? Are you at the point where you want to see Cam back in 2021?
First, I think we need to give this Patriot fans a little more credit. We can tell when a player is playing bad and when a player is not playing bad. We know. I don't think anyone came in. I don't think anyone came in, even if you expected a 2015 Cam Newton. No one came in and thought, okay, this guy was going to become a precision passer. That's not what he is. The problem with Cam Newton right now, Mike brought it up, is inconsistency. And we got to say, Cam just doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't have it where he can be consistent all throughout the game. He's going to have some good throws where he looks good, and he's going to have some bad throws. And if you want to win a championship, you can't win with a quarterback like that. It's not done. When you have a quarterback who's always up and down, you can't win. And that's what Cam is. He's an up and down quarterback. What my issue with Cam is, being 10 years into this league, he still can't recognize pressure. That's like a big problem. When you can't recognize the rush coming, being in the league for how long, it doesn't matter what type of playbook it is. You need to understand when the pressure's coming. And he does not know how to do that yet. And that's very concerning to me. So back to the question, do I believe Cam should come back next year? Is that the question?
Yes.
I wouldn't mind him coming back. But he can't be your long-term plan. You need to have something set in stone ready to move on from Cam Newton because I honestly don't think you can win with Cam Newton. Now, I want to be fair to him, give him another offseason with the team, a better training camp, with this COVID thing going on, everything like that, and give him another shot, sure. But as of right now, it's pretty easy to see Cam's not that guy from 2015 where every night he's going to get you a set amount of points. He's going to drive. Like, you're not confident in Cam on a 2-minute drill. And that could be due to, once again, Josh McDaniels, the play calling, or his inconsistency. So it's not the same Cam right now. And it hurts me to say that because here's another guy. I want the best for Cam, and I want Cam to, like he was saying all off, I'm a dog. They don't know what's coming. And you're not a dog. You're not that guy you try to perceive us as. And it's okay. He just doesn't have it no more as he used to.
It's not all on him, though. Let's make that clear.
Oh, not even close. Look who he's throwing to.
Exactly.
He's got to throw the ball to somebody.
True. Exactly. So it's not all on Cam. Everything that Marv is saying is true. His arm not fully being there, his pocket presence being atrocious. But again, his weapons, they're not nothing to scream about. So it's Cam, but it's not all on Cam.
It's a team sport, but the questions focus on Cam Newton, so we got to focus on Cam Newton.
And you know what, Marv, you brought up the not recognizing, being in the league for 10 years and still not being able to recognize pressure. Something else that I'm still shocked that every week watching Cam is the mechanics. The mechanics at points look solid. But then at other points, it's like he just reverts back to the bad mechanics that we've seen from Cam consistently since he came into the league. So I'm happy that Cam's here with New England because imagine if he wasn't. Imagine if we were riding with Jarrett Stidham right now as a starting quarterback. Jarrett Stidham, Brian Hoyer. That would be brutal for the season. So I'm glad Cam's here. And Cam has been good this year again. Hasn't been great, but he's been good this year. But I would like to see him back next season, especially if they draft somebody in the first round who you would then look at as the future long-term plan for this team. Because even if you don't do a quarterback competition, if you just give the job to Cam, that's going to give everybody talks about Cam Newton about a great locker room presence. His teammates love him. Just having him there with a young quarterback that you plan on being your long-term quarterback, I think that would be big for that kid's development to have a guy like that. So I would like to see Cam back for that regard. Play-wise, I'm with you, Marv. You're not winning a Super Bowl with Cam Newton.
And you brought up the interception. Let's just look at the 2 interceptions he threw against the Cardinals. The first one, yes, James White missed a block, right? But that's just not recognizing the pressure coming in, and you're still throwing that ball, gets popped up in the air, interception. So that brings up the pressure. Second interception, the mechanics. What not being able to plant your left foot and throwing it to where it needs to go has been a problem for Cam all season. Even the games where he's played well, it's still been a problem. His mechanics are not consistent, and he throws a horrible floating the ball in the air interception for the second time against the Cardinals. So it's there. We've been able to see from week 1 till now.
Yeah, again, he's been good, but he just hasn't been great. And we've been used to great for the past 20 years. Bring him back next season. If you go with the Mike route and you do a quarterback competition, great. If you just give Cam the job and you let him kind of coach up the kid to be the long-term plan, great. Who knows if he'd even be up for that? Maybe, remember, Cam's only on a 1-year deal. Cam could go elsewhere. I don't know what teams need, off the top of my head, would need a quarterback at this current moment to be the starting quarterback. But, I mean, regardless, Cam's a starting quarterback in this league. Is he going to win you Super Bowl? Probably not. But who knows? Anything can happen. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Nick Quaglia, Marv Azan, Mike Molyneux. Guys, the CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. We will be back next week for another set of episodes, as it's crazy. We're getting near the end of the regular season for year 3 for this show. Follow us on Twitter, all of us. Our Twitter handles, they might be popping up right now. Thank you to Garrett if he's getting that done for me right now. Again, Nick Quaglia, Marv Azan, Mike Molyneux. Guys, we're going to be back next week. Thanks for watching.